being a global automotive company brings global challenges. How do you see the tariff situation at the moment? What's your latest status there? Are you still in talks with the US to maybe get a side deal, an agreement for your investments there?
We welcome the joint agreement between US and EU with the opportunity to come to a signed agreement retroactive from the 1st of August on. And that gives us planning security. On the other side, the 15% would be a burden for Volkswagen Group. That's very clear, and we don't appreciate the asymmetric deal in between US and EU because it's distorting the competition in Europe. And therefore, we are counting on our own offer, investing heavily in the US, linked to our growth plan we planned in the US. And there we are in a close contact and good talks with the US government. And we hope that we come to a quick solution also during the next weeks with the support from the US government to our investments, because we think that's very attractive for the US community, building employment, building a supply chain, and that at the end gaining taxes in the US. And that is positive and a better multiplier than having on the other side the tariffs.
Yeah, let's stay in the US for a second. You've long wanted to grow there, and you've made some investments in the Scout brand, for example. Now, things have changed. President Trump is cutting back on EV aid. The tariffs we've already discussed. How do you adapt your North American strategy to those new realities?
Yeah, we are investing heavily, for example, in Scout or in Rivian and other tech partnerships in the US, and we see still a huge growth opportunity for Volkswagen Group with all our brands. And Scout is one positive example to enter now in the biggest US car segment, pickup segment, and the huge rugged SUVs. And Scout stands for this segment. To bring back a heritage US brand to the market. And what we are offering there is also a car with range extender. You have an internal combustion engine and offering a huge mileage with these cars, around 800 miles. And I think that's very attractive for the US community. And the car is stunning. We were able to present it also yesterday here in Munich. And everybody is excited, and also the first order intakes are very, very positive for this car.
So no changes to Scout. You're doubling down on that brand and that introduction.
We are counting on Scout, and this is one very important driver of our growth strategy in the US.
Your more luxury brands, Audi, Porsche, have struggled with profitability recently. And your budget-oriented nameplates, Skoda, for example, have done really well on that front. How do you explain that, and what's the outlook for getting those premium brands back to premium margins?
You have to distinguish the circumstances. Brands are playing, Skoda's only playing in Europe, and has got a very low level of labor costs, mainly in the Czech Republic. On the other side, Audi and Porsche are global players. In terms of Porsche's in the so-called sandwich positioning in between China and the US. The luxury market broke down over 80% in China, and that counts over 25% of the Porsche volume. And on the other side, we have the tariff situation in the US, and this puts Porsche under pressure because both markets are counting over 60% of the Porsche volume. We don't earn any money on this. On the other side, Porsche has a perfect product portfolio, completely new, having record sales in the most of the Porsche markets. But on the other side, we are currently not able to compensate it. And in Audi, we switched the whole product strategy of Audi, a complete restructuring process of Audi. We were able to present the new Audi design language yesterday here at the IAA. And the Audi path is also very, very promising. But we have to fight against the circumstances these global players are faced currently.